Hi everyone, I'm Jeanne Murdock. I'm substituting today for Jen Saki. Thank you all for showing up to this press conference. I'm happy to answer any questions you have today. Pretty much. I'll just have time for 10 questions of my choosing. And because that's all the number of sections I have in my binder of notes. Who wants to go first? Yes. Has Administrator Biden been to our southern border yet? Well, first of all, it's President Biden. And yes, he has been to our border, the Canadian border, and the Mexican border for chicle and eye hooks. He needed eye hooks for a construction project. Who else? Yes. Will Trader Biden be taking away our guns? Don't we have a constitutional right to bear arms? It's President Biden. He might take away a few guns. They can spread germs, and we need to be very careful during this pandemic. But if you are a good person and you wash your hands a lot, you might get to keep your guns. Next. Was Creepy Joe really sworn in at the White House on January 6th? President Biden was at a White House on January 6th of this year, facing east while he was being sworn into office. So you can figure that out for yourself, where the sun rises in Atlanta and in Southern California. Next. Yes. When will Sleepy Joe get his COVID-19 vaccine? Well, it's President Biden, and since he's older than 70 years old, he's had some coronavirus symptoms, he's not going to have to get the COVID-19 vaccine, especially since in a basement it's cold enough not to transmit a virus. Next. Was plagiarist Biden denied entrance to the Pentagon? Well, it's President Biden has been to a building before with 5 sides. So yes, he has been to the Pentagon, and nobody denied him access. Next. Yes. Why doesn't China Joe follow the U.S. Constitution? Well, he has not been given a copy yet of the U.S. Constitution, so of course he wouldn't be following it, but it is on his to-do list to receive a copy and read a few sentences here and there at his leisure. Next. Yes. What does Cheatin' Joe think about his daughter's claims of inappropriate touching in the shower? President Biden has helped his daughter bathe before, like any father has, and it is okay because even teenagers have difficult to reach places, so it's natural for a father to help out. And since he's in the shower, of course he wouldn't be wearing clothing. Next. Yes. What is Quid Pro Joe doing about climate change? President Biden acknowledges that climate changes and that he has no control over the planet. He does happen to be friends with Bill Gates, though, who does believe that he has control over the planet. You can see in the sky, all you have to do is look up and see that people are hard at work through chemtrails controlling the environment. So yes, President Biden is doing something about climate change. Thank you for that question. We have 2 questions left. Time for 2 more. Okay. How much money did Kickback Joe accept from Burisma? Well, it's natural for anybody to do work, who does work, to receive money. So yes, he did get some money back. It's also normal not to talk about your finances. As you remember from Donald Trump, the president is not required to divulge his tax returns, so we won't be giving out that value. But yes, of course, he was paid. Of course. One more question, because I'm out of sections in my binder. Go ahead. Will Deep State Joe fire the first nuke? Well, it's President Biden. I said President Biden. President Biden has worked a microwave before, so he does know how to nuke. And if the feeling is right and the dollar signs are right, he will engage in World War III. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming, for your questions.